And here we are in this moment, in this breath. Feel into where you are right now with gratitude. Noticing that if we're have panic, anxiety, sadness, anything that's here that would indicate some part of us that doesn't feel emotionally or physically safe. Some vague discomfort in us. And I'm wondering if we can find some gratitude for safety. We can start with, am I physically safe right now? And if you were not, you I would suggest doing everything that in your power to become physically safe. Um, to make sure that your body is not going to be harmed. It's important to differentiate the two types of safety. When we get panicked, when we look at possibly the world picture, if we're not delighted by it, this sense of safety can come in, that we don't feel safe. We see a lot of maybe destruction, closing down, um, a walling off, physically. I mean, there's actually physical changes happening in the world right now. And come back to your world. Can you feel grateful? And this is a question. You may not be at a situation um, that you feel physically safe. Um, a friend of mine used to say, well, there's no blood right now. And I said that one time at a meditation, and I didn't really explain what that meant to me. It's shorthand for physically, um, I am not being threatened. My fingers, I'm going to wiggle my fingers, I'm going to wiggle my toes, I'm going to hold my hand on my chest. I am here for myself. Um, I am doing what I can to take care of myself physically, to take care of this body and make sure that my body is going to survive another day. I'm looking at the world situation. I'm looking at my personal situation, and I'm noticing that I'm not bleeding, and my beloved friends right now are not physically bleeding. What is happening is that there's a, a, a trauma is an overused word, and so it may not be meaningful to you. I'm just going to call it stimulation. I'm noticing my heart beating quite hard in the middle of the night when I'm not bleeding. My beloved partner of 38 years is not bleeding, and there's physically, I'm probably going to live for another day. I'm hoping, right? But it doesn't feel like that when my heart is beating really fast. There is a sense of you are not safe right now. And to acknowledge that is huge. And to feel into, yes, at times and I do believe right now there's a worldwide vibe of a sense, and that's why there's a lot of these strategies that are being used. I want the worldwide there to be no separation between the fact that we all want emotional safety as well. We all want a sense that we matter and that we're going to be allowed to exist. I mean, it feels like somebody doesn't want us to exist physically, and that might be the case. And very few of the people I know, at least, are on the call, are in an abusive situation or in the middle of a war zone. Maybe you're in a country that's at war. I feel I'm in a country at war right now. And to come back to our shared longing for emotional safety as well. And that's different. And I can feel grateful for a sense of safety, some part of me, and acknowledge other parts of me that are scared right now and are desperate for other people to do things that are different. That's the like, oh, okay, I don't feel emotionally safe. I don't feel like I can survive. I mean, there's something in me that's like, yeah, desperate, you know, sinking into that, like looking over both of my shoulders up and down, wiggling my fingers and toes and holding myself. Physically, there's no blood right now. I wanted to make that clear what I use that as a shorthand for because I regret not saying more about it in a previous meditation. And I love that it was, I love the question because it helps differentiate. And emotionally, there is a sense that I am going to die. There is a part of me that really is hanging on for dear life, that if this person doesn't do something different, and that's when murder comes in, and there's when we're really scared, we think that if this one person dies, I'll, be more safe. And that is not the case. If you've ever had the thought, I wish they had been a better thought, but sorry, I wish they'd been a better shot. It's like, wow, really? Yeah, so it's in me too. It's in you too. And to take care of that, yeah, I really have the need for emotional safety. And all beings in the world have that. It's what unites us all and are all at times, really invested into other people doing things differently than they are. So I want to come back to this gratitude for reframing. There's no blood. Physically, I'm okay. Emotionally, at times, unfortunately for me, it tends to be at 2:30 in the morning that my heart's beating really fast. And to use this as like, oh, great, I have the opportunity right now for unconditional compassion for myself, non-negotiable compassion. Right now, I am here for you. I can see you're hurting. Your heart's beating like you're being chased by a tiger, and you are not, there's no tigers right now. And instead of reassuring myself constantly, I mean, there's a time and place for reassurance and feels really good, and to just acknowledge, like, of course, there's something in you that doesn't feel safe right now. And it's really scary. And I am grateful in this moment for as safe as I am. At some time, I did not feel safe. It doesn't, I think it's created this sense of non safety. What would it feel like if I could let myself exist as I am, including the heart beating fast, including acknowledge I have different ideas and acknowledging there's some people that agree with me and we could work on that. And without coming back to my gratitude for being able to notice what's going on inside me, I don't think we're going to be able to do it. As a world, I think we're going to really have to acknowledge our shared need for safety, all beings in the world, and come back to that feeling in myself right now. Come back to the reassurance of my friend who is not here physically anymore. She's here in my heart. Um, it wasn't her blood that was a problem. There's other things that happen. But what lives, and that this is tearing up, is like, and right now, physically, you're okay. Please acknowledge that. There's something about emotionally that you think that there's another being who doesn't want you to exist, that they have the story that if you didn't exist, their life would be more wonderful. And that's really sad. Right now, we're developing the capacity to hold that, be with that, and have that shared experience. So grateful for you listening so far. And I'm going to end this recording with hoping that this practice, that this acknowledgement, that this realization that we are having together in a group, whatever little nuggets we can keep as a group, can benefit all beings in the world. Thank you so much.